Pile number one, hello and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here today. So I'm not gonna lie, I've restarted you guys reading like 5 times already. I can't seem to get past the opening message, and I believe now that I've taken some time out to meditate on the guide that's here is because the issue for those who have chosen pile number one is going to be personal to each and every one of you. There's not a general energy that's being shared here within the collective who choose this pile. What's really happening is there's a collective focus that you guys share, but the issue is different. And that's why I couldn't get past the first part. So the way that I'll approach this is I'll let the energy lead the way, and I hope that I come through as clear as possible, because what I'm going to do here is a little bit of a trance channel just so I can get the messages out and then I don't have to restart the recording again. So yeah, let's see what happens here. So what I learned from the last card pull, what I pulled out was self-love and change of a relationship. So that promoted to me the fact that we are still working on cycles of self-love and learning how to better our quality of self-love and how it is that we treat ourselves. Now, I saw here that the collective shared issue is to do with finances. It's to do with value, structure, foundation, home, family, and teamwork dynamics, collaborations. How your guide wishes to introduce themselves is represented by the wolf. So this guide wants to introduce themselves to you as someone who is very loyal, someone who is very much focused on your intimate connections and the intimacy that you share with yourself. They're a protector and they're a provider, and what they promote within you is your guardianship, which highlights your morality, your virtues, your principles, your essence, and also your belonging. I believe here, pile number one, some of you have been feeling very trapped and very worried about things that you might not need to be concerning yourself with at this time. Because I see here that, yes, you guys have been definitely facing some financial constraints, but I see here that there will be solutions provided from an outside source who is quite feminine in their ways. So they're very nurturing, they're very generous, and they are the type of person to feel best when they know that their loved ones are also safe, also taken care of, also okay. So if you have had financial worries, please don't worry about that too much right now, and instead we're going to redirect the focus into a little bit of a different area that might seem unrelated. But I promise you, once the work is done, you're going to start to see the financial stress release itself from you and from your focus or your concentration. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what your guide wants to highlight for you to reflect on at this time. The adjacent possibilities that are coming out of your current situations and alignments. What and how can this help? So the reason why your guide wants you to focus in on this is because the healing you are looking for is in your situation right now. The balance, the peace, the restoration, the rebirth is present. The solutions you are looking for are right there, but there is a denial of intuitive perspective. There's a denial of your own better judgment, and there's a denial of what keeps repeating in the patterns or synchronicities outside of you or within your emotions. This is what's revealing to you the truth that you feel you are confused, or maybe not confused, but maybe, what would be the word? Disassociated from? I don't know the word. It's like you know these things, you know the clarity, you know everything it is that you need to know, but for some reason you keep cycling over certain concentration or certain focuses that keep putting you into a space of self-doubt, seeing fear, seeing confusion, self-manipulation really, which allows you to be manipulated by people outside of you, pile number one. And this is a really strugglesome lesson, because even I still struggle with it every now and then, depending on how I'm doing and how I'm taking care of myself and, you know, all that blue blahs. But this is what's being promoted for you guys. We have two 66s here with the number 24 and also 51, which reduces down to 66. The thing you're looking for is balance. Balance within your duties, balance within your responsibilities. I think you guys have been feeling overworked, if I'm honest. You might even be overstressing yourself because of how much you've been in your head, and this is why this guide comes to help, to bring you out of your head, ground you back into the moment, and help you bring into your own focus how much joy is actually available to you. The structure that you're really looking for is going to come through your emotional stability with relationship change. Yeah. And abundance. So, your health. Kind of like what I was just saying. The more you focus in on your self-love process, pile number 1, the more you're going to better and change the relationship it is that you share with value, with money, with security, with organization and structure, and feeling like everything's being seen to in the ways that you need it to be seen to. This is saying that once you heal how you treat yourself, how you answer to your routines and the patterns that you know aren't the best for you, and the more that you answer and build the relationship with your better judgment, the more comfortable you're going to feel, because it's your intuition that's guiding you to the solutions that you're looking for. So this is saying the more that you change the relationship with yourself, the more you're going to change your receptivity to abundance. Goodness comes in many more forms than what you are focused on right now, and that's what your guide is trying to expand your perception open. That's what your guide is trying to help you to open your perspective to, so that you can become more receptive to the joy that is already available to you that would actually help to heal you. You're blocking it out because your seriousness and worrisome fears or thoughts on your concerns are kind of creating a low density sort of energy, pile number 1, which is dragging you down a bit, and it's targeting your solar plexus. I can feel it. Like a string through my back, it's being tugged on. It's harming your self-trust and your conviction within your confidence to achieve things through your own skill sets, through your own talents, and you keep talking yourself outside of your untapped potential, pile number 1. So there's also a theme here that you guys don't deny your better judgment. You don't deny the advice that's coming through your intuition, because the more that you disconnect yourself from your better judgment, from your morality, from your inner nature, from your truth, the further you grow disconnected to what it is that you know is really going to help you, really going to benefit you, or really going to fulfill you. So what would be the main challenge for them moving forward and completing this life lesson? Listening to spirit and bringing a complete end to the ways that you respond and react. The main challenge is also opening yourself up to possibilities that live beyond what you have come to know. How can they solve this? How can they empower themselves through this? And how can they create the best possible outcome through this? Okay. So pile number 1. The best thing that you can do is represented by the temple path, the angel of balance, and also the man holding a heart. You know what you need to do to lead yourself to healing, but for some reason you're holding yourself back from the results it is that you are really wanting. I think you're almost ready to take permanent action towards leaving a way of being, leaving a way of expressing, processing certain emotions in particular ways, and seeing your challenges and changing the way that you perceive them. Because right now I see as though you guys might see your challenges as limitations, and they're not. They're not. It's your perspective of the challenge that is limiting you, not the challenge itself, you see? And this is what you're healing here. The way that you can make the best out of this situation is to follow and express the truth of who it is that you are, the love it is that you have. There are things that you know that you want, that you're yearning for, pile number one, and you haven't taken action towards this yet. But I see as though as soon as you do start to take action towards expressing yourself, expressing your love, and putting more love into what it is that you do, the more you're going to start to attract in better outcomes. Solutions for your finances. What should they embrace more of? Yeah, the elephant totem. This is all about making your way through obstacles in life, through embracing your own strength and empowerment and willpower, your determination, your ambition, your drive. So right now, pile number one, this guide is going to, moving forward, this guide is going to help you by putting you into a position of isolation so that you can truly analyze without distraction the truth of the reality you are choosing, the truth of how it is that you wish to filter yourself through your things like identity, personality, persona. The more you express the truth and depth of who you are, the more you're going to start to attract in all the things that will complement that truth. But first you will see the removal of all that works against that inner truth of yours. And you guys might have already been going through this completion at this time. So this is why you might be feeling a bit disconnected, because you've already seen relationships leave, opportunities you've walked away from, crowds, beliefs, ways of behavior. You've already walked away from certain things, which is why you might be worried, because perhaps you've seen a lot of things leave and nothing come back in return. That's because you're finalizing the process of the karmic lesson, pile number one. Does that make sense? You got to get rid of all those things so that you can make the room for all the good things to come in, so that they can prosper and carry on growing in your life and not be strangled or poisoned by the things around it that won't support its growth in its own environment. Does that make sense? Additional messages from your guides before we close the reading. Attachment. Detach from everything it is that you were once attached to. This is just confirming what I've already said and was channeling from the energy here. You're letting go. You're letting go, you're cleansing, you're purifying, and this is what is going to lead you to the true rebirth that you're looking for. You're learning about yourself in this time period and learning how it is that you can problem solve through knowing yourself. Does that make sense, pile number one? Okay. Sorry, just a further clarification of the attachment in reverse. We have it's time to become a great leader. This is talking about you taking independent action in your own life to create the results it is that you wish to see. You have all it is that you need. You know all it is that you need to know. You've learned from your mistakes and through life experience. And now you're being prepared to enter into a new phase of life where you can apply the things that you have learned to create the results in this phase of the cycle. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm leaving you guys high and dry. It's like, yeah, yeah, you've been learning from your life experiences, which has brought you outside of feeling like a victim to life, pile number one, and instead you're becoming victorious over life by standing in your own independence with confidence, knowing yourself so well that you become unshakable by any of life's challenges. The thing is, what you will come to master through this lesson, from what I'm seeing here, is that everything outside of you is temporary. Everything inside of you is not so temporary. The things that operate inside of you are through choice, discipline, and understanding, acceptance. And I think that's what you're going to be mastering here. What I heard as the closing message, whatever you once thought, it's not that. Whatever you once thought about why you're going through the things that you're going through, why you are the way that you are, why you've been facing so many life's challenges. It's not what you think, or it's not what you thought, and you're going to come to the mastery of this in the very near future. I would say over the next 12 days in particular, you're going to be coming to very big self-realizations that will create a revolution within you. And what I mean by that is, it's like you're aware of how it is that you are and how it is that you respond to your life, pile number one. But you're going to come across a new depth of understanding that will enlighten you to a better structure, a better belief, a better way of responding and reacting or being. And that is what is going to provide you with the biggest catalyst of all for rebirth, that will lead you to really abundance. You guys have the solution, and you know it very well, but for some reason you're not taking action towards it. But I see you guys doing so, and I'm not trying to be like, go do it right now, make the change right now, because obviously there is a reason why you haven't done that already. And this is, I believe, is to do with your confidence and trust within yourself. You have the ability to face the unknown when you know yourself, when you are unshakable in who it is that you are right now. You have the ability to make the betterments that you are hoping for. You have the ability to see what threatens your ability to make betterment. And that's why what you choose within yourself is kind of permanent. You can choose to remove it permanently, or you can choose to live in it permanently. You know, everything else outside of you, temporary. Temporary. It's not a problem. It can be dealt with, but the effects that you are living inside of yourself is what is important, and that's the relationship change I see your guide is helping you to master right now. So those are the messages that I have for you, pile number one. The things that you have to look forward to is the increase of money, the increase of love in your life, the increase of healing, the increase of clarity, structure, and security. With all that being said, pile number one, thank you so very much for stopping by, and until next time. Pile number two, hello and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here today. So we're going to take a look at some messages from your guys' spirit guides, and by this point you guys would have chosen the Peacock totem by now. So just aligning to your energy. This guide comes to you with purity, pile number two. This guide comes to assist you with an awakening and transcendence. They also come to provide you with astral projection. And I don't know, I don't even have my pendulum right now. Have you guys been facing like spiritual warfare? 2 seconds, I'm gonna go find my pendulum. Hi guys, I'm back. I just took a look at my pendulum because I wanted to make sure that I was channeling the information properly. And pendulum saying that yes, I heard correctly. You guys have been facing a lot of spiritual warfare, attacks in the astral realm. Are these attacks sent by other people? No. Are these attacks sent by the forces? Yes. It's because you guys are ascending and transcending. It's not coming from anyone in particular. I believe, is this historical? No. Is this because of transcendence? They come to, yeah, okay. You have forces around you within the energy that is threatening your ascension. This is quite natural due to the universal law of duality and polarity, pile number two. So if you're not aware of those 2 universal laws, I'll go and look into them and learn more about it. This focuses in on the philosophy of yin and yang, the internal, external, light and dark. And the way that you've probably been experiencing this is internally and through the projection of other people outside of you. So when you have been trying to step into the new version of self that you've come to discover yourself to be and have been learning about over the past like month, 2 months, 3 months, you will probably find a lot of people start to challenge you a little bit more, question you a little bit more. See this as an opportunity for you to delve more deeply into your truth and inspect the truth it is that you hold within yourself. Don't see it as people outside of you challenging you on your beliefs, on your understandings, on your experiences, because it's not to do with that, pile. Number 2, when you hold the perspective of seeing challenges outside of you that come to stand up against what it is that you have come to learn, what it is that you've come to know, see it as an opportunity to explore how truthful your truth is, but to you. And what you'll be put into the position to do by this guide is to speak from fact rather than emotion. You will probably be shown a lot of negative nostalgia. And when this negative nostalgia comes up, pile number 2 is to help you to see the true life lesson that came out of the struggle. And this is what this guide also helps you to do. Alright, so what is the message that this guide is bringing through for you right now? What is it that they wish to highlight to you, that they've been trying to communicate with you? Miracles of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Entering the chamber of healing, healing the divine chamber. And Temple of the Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. I'm just tuning in, guys, sorry. I just heard you don't need to disguise yourself anymore. You're beautiful. I don't know what that means. That might be just for 1 or 2 of you in particular. Okay, so pile number 2. What I'm hearing here is that for a long time, you've seen a lot of your beauty as something that separated you instead of made you stand out. You've used a lot of your own inner beauty against yourself. And what you're going to start to do is assistance by the guide that is here with you. They're trying to help you to change your perspective of how it is that you see yourself, because that's all it is that you need for true healing at this time. Change your perspective of how you see yourself and what makes you different. You're different for a reason. You're different because difference is beautiful. It's what makes you unique. That is your true divinity. Your uniqueness. And I say this, and I've said it for years. For years. Your true divinity is your uniqueness. And at a core level, we are all the same. Yes. To a degree. The thing that doesn't make us the same is our uniqueness. And that is the choice that you're being presented with right now. Do you choose to walk the path of your uniqueness, or do you choose to walk the path just like everyone else and allow those who have the willpower to stand in their uniqueness to do so? You're not a follower. Pile number 2, you're not. You're here to be unique yourself. And that's what this guide is helping you to embrace and accept within. Yeah, what parts of you do you need to look at more closely? What parts of you are not functioning in the areas of your life of what you wish, and how do you feel about yourself? Once again, yeah, this is to do with your uniqueness. How have you been viewing yourself? And what parts of yourself have you been paying most attention to? Have you been taking a look at yourself and seeing yourself and all the badness that has been? Or have you been looking at yourself and seeing all the goodness that is still there that you could be using to capitalize in your moment and in your present? You're transforming at this time, pile number 2. And it's very, very utmost important that you are gentle. And I mean with you, with your demands of yourself. Gentle with the issues you keep telling yourself that you have that you don't have. It's just a perception you hold that you've built. And your feelings support that perception. Though it's inaccurate. But it feels accurate to you because the intensity supports the perception. And the perception supports the intensity of what you feel. Okay, so what is the main challenge in this situation that you're highlighting for them, please? So that we can take a look at the solution. What is the main challenge? Feeling accepted in your communities and in your groups of people and your families. And what is the solution? Before I even look at the solution, I really want to hone in on this, because we have number 7 at the top of this card, if you guys can see it. Hopefully you can. And then at the top of this card we have number 16, which then reduces down to 7. So we have 77. This is all to do with personal growth. All to do with personal growth, self-acceptance, and owning who it is that you are in your communities, in your surroundings, in your groups of people. Being the inspiration here. And that's what you have been doing without realizing it. You standing in your individuality, you standing in your originality has been inspiring those who are in rejection of themselves, which is why they combat you. They reject themselves and they project that onto you by making you feel like you don't know what you're on about. But how can they know? How can they know when they don't look into what you do? They don't have or collect or have the open mind to understand what you can comprehend, which is why you have this information. Pile number 2. What is the solution? Door to personal healing and happiness with family. Okay. For some of you, yeah, this is going to reflect in a few different ways. So, I don't know. Maybe take it as it fits. But the first scenario I'm getting, stop looking to be validated by your people. They can't give you the validation you're looking for. Only you can give the validation to yourself that you're looking for by becoming comfortable with yourself and accepting yourself rather than looking for acceptance outside of you. Their acceptance is temporary. It's not going to last forever, and you're still going to feel doubtful of yourself, even once you do receive it. You know? Another scenario. People outside of you don't have to see through the same lens as what you see for what you see to be true. They don't have to experience the same truth as you for your truth to be true. Does that make sense? This is all about self-acceptance through your own growth processes and having patience to see the results, and you allowing the results to just be, and you allowing yourself to just be in to just be concurrently with all the other things that just are. That's a beautiful thing about life. The simplicity of life is such a service to us all, and we take it for granted. Like, we really do. We take simplicity for granted, and that's the lesson that's being kind of highlighted here by your spirit guide. This guide wants to redirect your attention back to what truly makes you stand out, what truly makes you happy, what's going to make you happy about yourself. And instead of focusing in on all the things you don't like about yourself, you're being directed to focus in on all the things that you can learn to like about yourself. Pile number 2. You don't need to be accepted by the people outside of you, and if they don't accept you, the more you be yourself, the more you will attract in the people who are more like-minded to you, who are more like virtued, like moral, like-minded, like goal-orientated, just everything. They will start to reflect you a lot more in alignment to who it is that you know you to be. Okay, so what is the additional information here for those who have come to view pile number 2? Moving forward, additional information before we close this read. We have manifestation, and we have preservance, number 4. Okay, so preserve what you know is good about yourself, and preserve all that you don't feel comfortable to share right now. Pile number 2. Preserve your energy and save yourself the effort. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, I feel like you keep doing the most to prove yourself to people who are not going to give you the validation that you need. I feel like you guys are doing the most to make yourself feel like you are worthy of something that you're already worthy of, that you're waiting to hear from someone else outside of you tell you that you're worthy of having. And you don't need that. Even though I'm here doing that. You don't need this. You really don't. You don't need me. You don't need nobody. You don't need nothing apart from your own inner knowing. That's your true strength here. And that's what you're manifesting. So just know all the hopes and dreams you've been wanting, that you've not really spoken about but you've been yearning for is going to come to bear. And it will. It's just going through a growth process of gaining stability and security within you to then reflect this stability and security outside of you. Those are the messages that I have for you today, pile number 2. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to these messages. I hope they have come a positive service to you. But with all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here today. So we are going to be doing a reading. Okay, I'm just gonna skip the pleasantries and get to the point because you guys came through quite abruptly. What they showed me was a current and you guys swimming upstream. This is telling me you guys are, there's something about you that's naturally quite compassionate, but you're restless right now. There's some form of yearning for close connection, but there's also a resistance to giving up personal curiosities, theories, knowledge, philosophies, or policies of some sort. And that's the thing that's jeopardizing you receiving the true yearning you're looking for. Okay. Let me just see pile number 3 before I continue to talk, because I'm not too sure if I'm picking up on this right. Am I getting this right? Yes? Are they restless? Yeah, I can feel it. Are they nervous? Are they fighting to achieve something? No. Are they fighting to get someone's attention? Okay. There's a few different scenarios here. For those of you who have just recently started dating, and you feel like you're competing for someone's attention, please don't. Remove yourself immediately. Me personally, I would never encourage you to compete for attention. Why? Why would you need to do that? If people around you don't see the true amazingness that you are, and then it's their loss at the end of the day. Pile number 3, please do not compete for love. You don't need to do that. That person's not for you. But anyways, moving on to the next message here. For others of you, if you guys have been feeling like you're in a race, stop running. Stop running and let the results come to you, is what I just heard. What? This is weird. I'm not used to getting messages like that. Alright, so what's the main message, please, here, Spirit, for those who have come to view pile number 3? Soul retrieval. That's why you're being told to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing and just sit still for a second. Your restlessness is speaking to you because you're missing the acknowledgement of something that is inside of you right now. And I think it's actually exhaustion. Pile number 3. Emotional exhaustion, or like exhaustion from your actions. Perhaps you've been trying to answer and see to too many things at once, and you've been spreading your energy thin. It's affecting your heart chakra because you've been denying the needs it is that you have in order to see to the duties and responsibilities that are outside of you and being called for. There's a deep healing that is wanting to take place here, but you're too quick. You're too quick for Wairua to like let you breathe right now. That's what they're trying to do. Let you breathe. Because we have the Lunar Queen. She is a celestial crescent and overcoming negative energy through feminine power. God damn. Guys, what's happening? I would love to know what's happening in the world with you guys right now, because poof, this looks big. You guys are going through a deep soul retrieval where you're learning to get to the nitty-gritty root of an issue that you've been struggling with for a long time now. I mean a long time. And I don't even know what this issue is. It's probably because it's personal to each and every one of you. But what are you trying to target in this message here, please? create your own life. Okay, so yeah, at this point, the things that you've been doing to try to help yourself, at one point, pile number 3 probably did help you a lot at the stage that you were in life, but now it's like you're at a different stage of life, and the things that you are doing are no longer promoting positive outcomes, positive results, positive practices, or things for you that are going to actually get you somewhere. If anything, at this time, at the minute, the things you were doing is prolonging what it is that you were hoping for, which is why you're becoming restless. The thing here in pile number 3 is the great change that is wanting to happen for you is going to come through your own choice of learning to stop and embrace the present moment, because this is where the solutions and everything exists. Tomorrow doesn't exist, yesterday doesn't exist, future doesn't exist, past doesn't exist. The only time that exists is right now, and everything that you bring back from the past is a choice granted by your conscious focus. And when you focus on the past, you bring that back to the present. And what I mean by that is, say for example, if you had really bad things happen in the past and the time isn't existent, the influence of that thing isn't existent, though its effects on you are. It's because your focus is so intense that you're bringing it from the past, bringing it through your timelines and planting it in the now for it to grow into the tomorrow. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't. I hope I don't sound too crazy, guys, but yeah. The focuses you've had, not so good for you. The worries you've had about the future, not so good for you. Both put you into a position where your responses, your nervous system, your emotional system, everything about you gets thrown off of balance, because it's not in harmony within the moment, because you're not understanding what's happening within the system in this moment. Does that make sense? So why is this important to them? What is it prolonging? What is it perpetuating? Why is this important? So the reason why it's important, pile number 3, is because you guys have gotten used to a comfort zone. A comfort zone that's not really helping you to get anywhere, but stay the same, stay stagnant. And this is why also you might feel a little bit restless, because you guys have been doing the same things over and over and over, and you can't really expect change to come from the same thing over and over and over. The reason, and what it's prolonging, is your advancement of intuition. See, what a lot of people don't know, pile number 3, and I'm going to put this into plain terms as much as I possibly can without getting too woo-woo in it. Your intuition evolves as you evolve. Your life experiences evolve as you evolve. Your wisdom grows deeper and evolves the more you evolve, because your understanding to gain wisdom evolves. Everything is ever evolving. And I think this is what you're learning to embrace. The only thing that is consistent in this world is change. And I think what you're learning to change is swimming against the current to then swim with it and make the best out of the current that is already existent without you trying to battle against it. I think you've been trying to course a way of life for such some time now that it's not working, and the results you're looking for aren't going to come from the way it is that you're pursuing them. The best way to go about it is by accepting the cycle it is that you're in, identifying everything it is that you have been doing, becoming aware of it consciously, and then choosing to start to explore new ways of being, new avenues, new inspirations, new experiences within your focuses. And that's what the energy is trying to encourage within you. Which is funny, because these 2 cards came out in a previous pile. This is trying to encourage you to bring an ending to karmic cycles, so that you can open up and expand to a new reality, a new way of being, a new version of self. And also to start to receive messages clearly, with the daughter spirit and the dove in the background, and also the goddess of the moon being here. There are more ways of how your spiritual abilities are working through you and work with you than what you might consciously recognize at this time. And the more you pursue learning about yourself, the more you'll let go of comfort zones that have been holding you back instead of keeping you safe. What is the main challenge in this situation that's being highlighted by you? So we have something is about to end for now, and we've also got you've been given everything it is that you need. So there is nothing that is hidden from you. Your focuses in expansion might come through different experiences in life than what you were used to, if that makes sense. So for example, if you're a tarot reader and you haven't been growing at all, what you're being encouraged to do is walk away from tarot for a little while and gain experiences in different areas of your life that will help you to grow as a person. And then when the time is right, you'll feel yourself being pulled back to tarot if it is something that is for you. And when you revisit tarot, you'll see yourself reading, conceptualizing, understanding, expressing yourself in completely different ways than what you had before. And that's what you're being told here. Apply that as it fits to whatever it is that your main focus has been. The thing where your main focus and main overinvestment of energy. So what is the problem? What is the main block here for pile number 3? A new world is being born in reverse and keeping up immense efforts and advancement. It's just repeating what I'm saying. I'll show you who to trust with. Kitsune. Keeping up. And this card here. A new world is being born. You don't need a new life. You don't need a new world. You don't need new experiences. What this is saying is you need to stop over-investing yourself in areas and into people and things that you know aren't working for you. That you've been doing the same for a repetitive long time that isn't working for you. What is the solution for them? So yeah, okay, pile number 3. I'm so sorry if I've been a bit too direct with you guys, because the card that just came out here was a card of sadness. This has not been a waste of time. Whatever it is that you've been doing and investing yourself in or working on to better, it has not been a waste of time. The thing is, the time for your results that you're looking for is not right now. That is to come in the future once you have obtained certain things that you've been overlooking along the way. Yeah, there are certain things you're yet to learn about your instinctual responses that is going to be highlighted for you and made aware to you. And then once you get this understanding of how your instinctual self responds to your heart's guidance and your mind's intellect, you're going to start to see how it is that you can reintroduce what has meant so much to you, but in a new way that is better, that is more evolved, that is more fulfilling. Yeah? Alright, so messages additionally for those who have come to view pile number 3 moving forward. We have charging sacred objects of power. Community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of light. In which area of life, please? Sorry, I just want to be sure that I know what I'm talking about before I speak, because I wouldn't want to give you guys false information. What is this focusing in on? Leadership. Thought so. Okay. So we have the leadership card that came out here. 81, which reduces down to 9. And these 2 cards here. So the additional message is, if you guys have like things like crystals, or you're into art, you're into writing, you're into like, I don't know, there's a special quirk about you where you guys express yourself. Please do more of this, or look over and revise your past expressions to self, because it's going to help you to see the sacred information that you are looking for, that is going to help you move past the challenges that you've been facing. And the reason why I can't give you specifics is because, once again, it's a general reading and it's going to resonate with you guys differently depending on your own life experiences. So you're also going to attract in people in your communities that can actually help you with the information that you seek, and they'll come in to your life at the perfect time. And it will be catalyzed by the guides that are around you, helping you to master yourself in your life at this time. And that's really the advice here. Take leadership to create more of what you know makes you happy, more of what promotes goodness, and more of what promotes the other talents and skill sets it is that you have. Because that's what you're being called to explore more of. That is where you're going to find more of purpose, more belonging, and more sense of self-fulfillment and self-sufficiency as well, self-independence. The thing that I'm being guided to advise to you is that you guys work more on your heart chakra and also your root chakra. Your root chakra is a little bit imbalanced and it's throwing your whole being off, which is making you feel restless. But other than that, pile number 3, the journey that's ahead of you is one that is much more relaxing, much more supportive, much more compassionate, and much more intimate with people around you. Perhaps some of you have been looking for love, and I see that being something that will come in over the next 12 months. You guys are going to experience much more than what you thought you probably could have in this time of your life. But I see it all being very good things. You're going to be learning a lot about your own willpower as well over the next 30 days, and that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone and enable you to take action towards the true fulfillment that you're seeking. Yep, this is speaking about you being true to your heart and learning how to feel safe within your ability to express your love to the people around you. So you're going to see an increase of love in your life, an increase of intimacy, and also a better formed understanding of self. But with all that being said, pile number 3, thank you so much for visiting. I hope this has come positive service to you and has found you well. With all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello pile number 4, and welcome to your totem. Thank you so much for being here today. If you guys chose the Tarantula totem, this reading is going to be for you. Now what I'm getting here is that you guys are extremely sensitive, as told by the energy, extremely sensitive right now. So there is a caution not to take immediate action, so that you don't undermine all the goodness that is manifesting behind the scenes for you that you can't see, but is creating a solid foundation for you to build from. So a lot of things right now are in motion of change, and that's why you're so sensitive, because you're feeling all the changes that are happening within you, within the energy, and in your environment. So what this is coming to bring you the message of is that it's a good omen. You've got positive changes taking place, but the important thing here is not to take immediate action or move too quickly in haste, because it could disturb the growth process of all the good things you have been hoping for, which I see is manifesting quite beautifully in the background, at least from what Spirit is showing me. Now, doubtful. I know you guys might not believe me because of how slow things have been unfolding for you, but I promise you, that's what the energy is telling me. Everything you are hoping for is happening, you just can't see it. Okay, so what is the message that this energy comes to bring for those who have come to view pile number 4? What is the main highlighted message here? It's always tea time, eternity, endless moments, repetition. Yeah, once again, you guys are doubtful, and that's what's prolonging the positivity from coming into your life. Try to start to work on the release of doubt from your sacral chakra, pile number 4. This will help you to be more manageable within your emotions and within your ways and responses, or what you feel like are your impulses. I see here that you guys are feeling abandoned, let down, or feel like the results that you were supposed to have already haven't come to be. And yes, you're right, they haven't. And it's not very useful to you in your growth process. But the lesson in this situation is to see that your happiness that you're looking for isn't going to come from the manifestation of the result you think you want. The happiness you are looking for comes through the choice of you managing to be happy regardless of your conditions. This is about you learning to make yourself happy, knowing that you don't need the things outside of you, because even if you had the things outside of you and internally you're miserable, you're still going to be miserable no matter what goodness comes to you. And that's the lesson that you guys are learning, and that's what you're being taught right now, to master your emotions. In times where you feel alone or feeling like you don't have the support it is that you need. What is the message here? Ancient Tantra, Scales of Balance, and Ancient Power Mysteries. In the very near future, I want to say over the next 2 weeks, pile number 4, you guys are going to feel more revived, more revitalized. Is that the thing? Is that the word? You really are through the worst of it all, and that I need you to know. And right now you're coming back into balance to help everything else balance out. Why is this so like Fiona and the Unicorn, lead the way. And also you have a mighty shield. Okay, so the reason why you found yourself in this position is because you're being revealed all the information it is that you have needed that has lacked in the past. And the information that you've lacked in the past has affected your ability to take leadership in your life, in your role, in your prestige, as in like your career or your projects. So right now, with everything being stagnant or feeling like it's not making progress, or you feeling like you don't have the necessary support, is going to be changing rapidly. And this is something that you're manifesting because you're creating the clarity through acceptance of what is, which is going to help you to become the leader it is that you need to be. And that's what's going to help you feel like you've created what you are looking for. That does not make sense. There's a disbelief that you are needing to work through, pile number 4. Does that make sense? And I can feel your frustration, like it's coming through me. I'm feeling frustrated with myself while I'm trying to work this out, because the energy feels very like it's being reorganized. It's not definitive right now, pile number 4, and that's why you feel like you're in the deep end. Things are being created by you. That is your power, that is your blessing, but it can also be a curse depending on the relationship you share with yourself, which is why you need to venture into the truth of your heart and center yourself, because your heart is going to tell you what is good for you and people outside of you. You're looking to grow something unique, I feel here, that is going to be to not just you but everyone around you. And I see you've already been doing the right things possible to make this come to be, but the thing is, you just need a little bit more patience with yourself to allow the abundance and results to speak for you. Stay on your creative route, pile number 4, because it's not going to lead you wrong. It really won't. I know you might not feel like it's bringing you much results, but it will. It is helping to lead you to more freedom, and it's going to put you in the position of becoming a wise teacher in the future here. You guys are learning what it means to kind of create speedy transformation or deep spiritual transformation for people outside of you, and you're very humble in your ways, which is why you don't give yourself the credit it is that you're deserving of or that you need. Yeah. So right now, things feel really mysterious to you. And I think you guys are feeling really let down or disappointed with the sorts of things you've been attracting in. But there's a purpose here. There's a purpose here. And it's preparing you to become like a mentor, a teacher, a master. You know, and we really, really need them. And I mean real teachers, real gurus, real masters. We really need them right now, because there's a lot of fake ones out there. And with spirituality becoming a trend in the past 5 years, it's just illusionating a lot of things that need to be very clear. And you are the type of people that are here to help create that clarity, which is why you've been through so many struggles. Because you've been gaining the clarity, the information that a lot of people face and challenge, that they don't know how to work through, whereas you've already worked through these things. And these are the life lessons or spiritual lessons you're being guided to revise, which is why you've found yourself kind of nostalgic. So what is the main challenge in this life lesson that they're in right now, please? What is the main challenge? Oh, sorry. We have trying to please others and rules that aren't fair. Stop. I know this might be very direct, and I'm sorry, pile number 4, but stop living for for others. Stop living to please others. It's not going to help you. It's really not. If anything, it's going to throw you off balance and send you in the deep end, where you have to learn to protect yourself from what it is that you attract in by being versions of yourself that other people want of you. You're never going to live a fulfilling life this way. And if anything, it's hurting you in the long run, because you're boxing yourself into an identity that is not your own. And that's what you've been learning to unwork, undo, and unmask. And I say this all the time, and you guys might have heard me say it before, which might frustrate you even more, but I hope it doesn't, and I hope you are able to tap into the wisdom behind it. How can I put it in a way where it's not going to upset anyone? You know what? It doesn't really matter. Right now, you're being called to listen to yourself, and only yourself, and that's why I shouldn't be saying what I was going to say, because it's not going to help you. If anything, it's just going to throw you off a focus of listening to the truth of yourself. If there are parts of you that are warning you, that are telling you to walk away, that are telling you to stop doing something, please listen. Okay. Okay, so Spirit are telling me that over the next 3 weeks, you're going to be heightened in isolation as well. Which is weird, because I think it might be a collective alignment for all of us. It seems to be the repeating energy throughout the other spirits. Isolation and overcoming challenges that have been around for a very long time that we have never really gotten to the root of. And I see us being able to work our way through these sorts of things that are holding us back. But what Spirit is saying is your intuition and yearning for self-growth and spirituality is going to be heightened over a little period of time. So this time of isolation is helping you to get closer with yourself, so that you can rip away identities that have been attached to you by other people outside of you. And it's going to happen very, very quickly, which is why you heard the motorbike. I'm taking that as a message, because it's what I heard. It's going to happen very quickly, and you're going to go further than what you first had imagined for yourself. The results that will come back for you is a strengthening of intuition, a strengthening of intuitive understanding of your gut instinct. And this is going to help you to remove any sorts of threats that you might have once perceived, and remind you of how powerful you truly are in your ability to create the life it is that you wish to live. So be prepared for rapid improvements, pile number 4. You're going to have new skill sets come through and show you how it is that you can advance yourself and your abilities and your practice and your projects. And it's going to inspire you into a new direction. And when your focus is off of the results you've been hoping for, that's when they're going to come in. So pile number 4, those are the messages that I have for you today. I'm sorry if this hasn't been too useful, but as I look down, I saw 1122, so that's telling me that you're manifesting more beautiful things than what you could hope for yourself right now. But with all that being said, until next time, bye.